All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get right to it here. Meteorologist Alex Carter with you in the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center for another edition of Weather Aware Live. And we do have a very, very strong thunderstorm right now, seeing the winds gusting very highly outside of Fox 54 studios. And there it is. This is on our rotation tracker here. Going to go ahead and take that. And there we go. Okay, so this is just above the ground level, and you'll see here we do have some possible gusts that are picking up to maybe 60 miles an hour with this thunderstorm as they roll through right over Evans, Martinez, and Augusta. So, again, make sure that you're inside, away from windows, and this is a storm that can produce some downed trees and some spotty power outages over Evans, Martinez, Augusta, Grovetown, all these places. So you see there, these are estimated wind speeds above the ground. Some of that could mix down to the surface. Some very strong thunderstorms that we are seeing right now. And joining me is meteorologist Connor Tank here. We were just tracking these on Fox 54 News at 5, and you see him there. And Connor, again, you know, what we're tracking is the chance for some stronger weather, particularly along and south of or along and north of Interstate 20 right now. That's kind of the big story.
Yeah, and Alex, as soon as the show ended, it blew right through into our area. We were watching it on radar beforehand, watching it unfold, seeing the damages that rear inflow jet is producing as it's descending downwards. We're getting those strong winds from the higher elevations.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, it's meaning business for sure. And some of these thunderstorms, I'm wondering if, you know, how many damage reports we could see from this particular cell. Because it is roaring across parts of Augusta right now. This is the loudest storm. And, of course, we're not with you at the moment on Fox 54 News. You see those severe thunderstorm warnings over Family Feud right now. But we are here on Facebook Live tracking these storms. This is a very gnarly cell, if you will, with some estimated wind speeds above ground level that have gotten up to about, you know, dare I say, 60 to 70 miles an hour. I mean, look at that right there. So
yeah, Alex, there would definitely be. I would be very shocked if we didn't get like at least 6 or 7 damage reports out of this.
Hopefully that won't be the case.
Yeah, hopefully. But
we are seeing some signs of some very strong winds. We saw it for our own two eyes just a moment ago outside of Fox 54 as we were walking out of the studio and into the digital center. So, again, a very strong thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for areas of the Augusta Metro, and that goes until about at least 6:30 tonight. So, also getting a text from meteorologist Melinda Ball, who's on the leading edge of this. And, she sent a nasty shelf cloud right along the Savannah River there of that rolling in. I'm telling you, that is a big thunderstorm. We were talking about the capability of some of these storms today being very strong and producing some stronger gusts, and that is exactly what's happening with this particular cell here across parts of North Augusta, Evans, and Martinez. So now I'm going to zoom out a little bit now that we've set the scene for what's going on. I'm going to switch this back to reflectivity. And, this severe thunderstorm warning, again, this is moving at 50 miles an hour. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and we're going to track this. Areas along, say, western Edgefield County. This is the leading edge is on exit 5. This is near Graniteville and New Ellington. And, again, it's tracking at about 50 miles an hour. So within the hour, this segment will be in Columbia on the western edge in Lexington County, Richland County. You see Aiken, time of arrival here, 6:14. I'm going to go ahead and take this full so y'all can see that a little bit better. 6:14, so the next 8 minutes if you're in Aiken. Johnston, 6:28. Edgefield, you're right there at about, say, 6:20, 6:18. And New Ellington, this is on your door in the next 5 minutes here. So make sure to be inside, away from windows. This is not a tornado warning, but I tell you, some of these gusts here and there could pick up to 40 to 60 miles an hour, Connor.
Yeah, and that's right, Alex. You reminded me showing that how it's going to come towards by Lexington by early, like top of the hour at 7 o'clock. I need to warn my family that's in Columbia currently that this is knocking on the door. It's going to be here within the hour.
And one of our video journalists, Sawyer Rodriguez, reporting on I-20 westbound near Salome, there is a major backup because of a downed tree. That's a little bit to our west, out of the viewing area slightly, but it is a definite big-time storm that rolled through there, and that's the same one that's producing this history of wind damage. And we're probably going to be seeing more storm reports. Actually, forecaster Clarissa Meyer is going to be on those momentarily, tracking those, and we're going to have an update from her on what we've seen across parts of the CSRA so far, because I guarantee you there could be some sporadic power outages and some downed trees. So, Connor, we kind of got a long way to go here.
Right. I mean, yeah, this is like the early convection of it. This isn't even the main event. The main event will be in the overnight hours, so this is just a taste of what is to come.
Absolutely. This rear inflow jet has really started to ramp up, and that's what's crazy about this. We're talking about the low-level jet and how, we were talking about this yesterday. The low-level jet times out just right with this cold front moving in, and you just get the right ingredients together, and this could be a strong system. This isn't even the main event yet, so we got a long ways to go. And, Connor, what I'm looking at here, obviously we're going to keep it on this storm here in particular, because this is the most important pressing issue. But later tonight, we've also got a break from the rain, which could allow the atmosphere to kind of recover a little bit, and that could allow that line to re-strengthen.
Exactly, with that moisture plume coming in from the Gulf, shifting a little bit further east, kind of going on that conveyor belt like you mentioned, meeting that cold front, strengthening that low. Yeah,
right. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at for tonight. So, again, make sure to have your phone charged. We were talking about this yesterday. Have your phone charged. Make sure it's good to go, because FOX54 Weather app, we're going to be posting on it. You're going to get notifications for watches and warnings as we go along through tonight. And, of course, we're going to be back here on Weather Aware Live streaming once we get past, say 7 o'clock, if there's still a storm threat. Now, we're probably going to start streaming a little bit after that. And I guarantee you we're going to keep the Facebook Live going. So programming note for tonight, as these gusty winds move into Aiken County and Edgefield County, we are on late because of World Cup, all right? So we're on late because of the World Cup, and as a result, what we're going to be watching is, again, we're going to be on from 11 to 12:30. That is when the worst of the weather is expected to move in. So we're going to be with you live on the air, and in the event of a tornado warning off the air, we'll cut in when necessary. You can also find us here streaming. Again, not just the strong thunderstorms. These were the ones that we were watching ahead of the main batch that rolls in tonight. And these are the ones that are producing gusts up to 50 to 60. Then tonight, we'll be watching for a brief spin-up tornado or two, Connor.
Right.
And then on top of that, elaborate on some of the straight-line winds and why those could be a little bit stronger. We were looking earlier in the week, a little bit back and forth. Is it going to be 30 to 40? Is it going to be 40 to 50? Kind of what does that look like for us?
Yeah, so we were mentioning the gusts a little bit, is going in the time frame of it a little bit. So the early morning, the wee morning hours, when we can see some really strong gusty winds. Yes. It was going back and forth a little bit with our in-house model to 30 miles an hour, 40 miles per hour, even 50 miles per hour at one case. Now, as we've gone through later in the day, me and Alex are more confident that the stronger wind gusts look like what's going to be into fruition. Also, Alex mentioned how we're going to get a little bit of the break from the rain, give some chance for the atmosphere to recover a little bit. That's going to be leading to some stronger straight line wind damage as well. Now, as for the low-level spins, that's a little bit different, right? We're not dealing with as much straight line wind damage here. We're going to have more of potential for a weak tornado, a EF0 tornado, maybe EF1, but that's going to be the least of the concern as of now, but we know for sure straight line wind damage and periods of road ponding to heavy rainfall for the most part. But we're going to keep an eye on the low-level spins as this main event pushes through further into our area, into the wee early morning hours.
Yeah, spot on. I mean, we got a long night ahead of us, so we are getting ready for that, of course, here on Fox 54. You can find us here on Weather Aware Live. We got full team coverage. Forecaster Clarissa Meyer is joining us as well. We've also got Chief Meteorologist Jay Jeffries moving in once we get to about, say, 9 to 10 o'clock tonight, I believe. So he's going to be joining us for that 11 p.m. newscast, and we'll all four of us be tracking these storms very closely as we move into the overnight hours. So, again, multiple ways of storms. The straight line winds come in the overnight, and this is round number 1, so kind of setting the stage. And, of course, right now we're watching this thunderstorm that's very potent moving into Aiken now. Leading edge of Aiken is getting slammed with some gusty winds now here in just the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you're just joining us, good evening. We are tracking these storms on Weather Aware Live. If you're in Aiken and Edgefield counties, we are watching this very closely at the moment. Make sure to be tuned in. And again, this is where you can find us when we don't have a newscast. From 7 to 11, unless there's a tornado warning, you will find us here. And you'll find us here as well in the event of a tornado warning also. So thank you guys for your trust tonight. Of course, hopefully the damage is limited from this first round of storms. And watching some of your comments now. So, let's see. Tabitha, yes, tornado chance is still low. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple warnings tonight, but the main concern is straight line wind gust from thunderstorms and from just the low pressure center itself. We could see 40 to 60 mile an hour gust in storms, up to 50 mile an hour gust in straight line wind gust.
And Lisa asked a question too. What time is it over for the CSRA? Me and Alex elaborated on this a little bit. By 7, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, it should be over. We might even see some break in the clouds by 10, 11 a.m. Friday.
That would be nice, too.
Yeah.
Going into Juneteenth celebrations, going into Father's Day weekend. I know we got a lot of plans going on, and thankfully this is in and out. These systems, we talk about this conveyor belt. That's the cold front. Think of it like when you put your groceries on the belt, it starts to move a little bit faster, right? That's exactly what we're referring to with this low. We're putting it on the grocery belt, and it's going, and it's going to get in and out just like that. The wind gust right now, Cassie, on that leading edge could be anywhere from 40 to 60 miles an hour. Let's see. Looking at so sorry to hear that, Jessica. If you please let us know about that damage report, where it's at. If you could send us some footage, we would love to share that on our newscast to get the word out about some of these storms and how strong they are. Amber, thanks for that report. That was 9 minutes ago in Belvedere, Clearwater, which matches up with what we were saying on radar. And that's right near Augusta-Aiken Highway, parts of western Aiken County off of Exit 5. And Nora, the threat will be over in Augusta, I think, by about 6 a.m. So just a heads up there. Burnett Town getting the worst of this.
And Cassie asked the question, too. Did you
about the gust?
The wind gust, yeah.
Yep, there we go. So I'm going to move this over, and we're going to get to a different radar site here, matching it up with Columbia, because I guarantee you, you look right now in Aiken, I'm telling you, this has just got that look to it. Unfortunately, and this is getting close to the radar too. We talk about the radar proximity. I think we're getting some gusts right now up to 60 miles an hour in Aiken. So if you're in Aiken listening to us, if you're in Clearwater, if you're at Exit 5 near the Sweetwater community, if you're up towards, say, Fox Creek High School, this is for you guys right now, okay? This is where the worst weather is located in our area. Make sure to be inside and away from windows because we're seeing some gusts that potentially reach up to 60 miles an hour, this leading edge of thunderstorms, as it's moving into Aiken and Edgefield County at this hour. Janice reporting no power in McCormick. Things are looking pretty good in Wilkes County for now. We're starting to quiet down in Wilkes County, Tara, but the next wave arrives around 10 o'clock for your area, so gear up for that. Layden, I do think some of the storms later tonight will be pretty strong. I think that the straight line wind gust will be the main concern later tonight, so wind gusts up to 40 to 50 instead of up to 60, but I'm still not going to rule a few of those out. Jeff lost power in Evans, and again, we're going to be looking up. Actually, we're going to look up Dominion Energy. And, of course, Georgia Power as well, and all the local co-ops. But seeing some heavy outages right now, a few of those at least in parts of Beach Island, Jackson, all those areas. And then you got the Georgia Power outage map. And seeing a hefty amount of customers out in parts of the CSRA. So, again, this is only going to continue, unfortunately. I think power outages are going to be a big problem tonight. And, again, so you're seeing this here. This is right over Aiken, y'all. If you're in Aiken, I want you to be inside, okay? We are seeing some very, very strong gusts right now. 64 mile an hour above the ground that could be mixing down at the ground. And this is right over Aiken as we're talking about this. So please be inside. because we are seeing some very strong gusts right there. Exit 5, Fox Creek High School. So we're watching this closely. This is not about the tornado threat. This is about the straight line wind damage threat from this leading edge of the severe thunderstorms, Connor.
Yes, exactly. And me and Alex will continue looking at the system as it moves on through, looking for any low-level spins, but the route drivers here are going to be straight line wind damage and brief periods of localized road ponding from some heavy downpours, just for brief periods. But yeah.
It's going to be an eventful evening, that's for sure. We are about to leave you here on Facebook Live because we're getting ready to go live on the air on Fox 54 News at 6:30. So you'll be able to join us there in 10 minutes. But again, I can't emphasize this enough. You need to be inside in Aiken. Aiken's getting hit pretty hard right now with some very strong wind gusts. You notice how quickly all this calmed down for Augusta, Evans in our area? We started this live stream as the leading edge was moving through here, and it's already in Aiken. I mean, it's driving at interstate speed right now.
Yeah, it's showing you it's moving fast, and that's part of the reason, Alex, why this could be a short-lived storm too, kind of that conveyor belt activity going on there. That's why it'll be out of here by tomorrow morning. Yeah, this thing is moving fast, and It is booking it, that is for sure. Some gusts up to 60 miles an hour possible in Aiken, Edgefield. And we're going to go ahead and time this out one last time before we get off here on Facebook Live so you can see that leading edge and kind of where it's headed. Again, 50 miles an hour is how fast this is moving. If you're in Wagner, if you're in New Holland, if you're in Johnston, Trenton, again, this is what we're tracking for you guys here very shortly. Windsor, over towards Sally. This is the areas that will be impacted next. And at the end of the hour, this will be in Columbia. So there it is, there. I'm going to zoom this in here. My eyes are probably going out. But let's see. Saluda, 6:33. Batesburg, Leesville in Saluda County at 6:46. Trenton in the next 3 to 4 minutes. Johnston in the next 5 minutes or so. And then again, Wagner on down the road. This is going to be near you as well in the next 30 minutes. So make sure to be inside, away from windows, because we got a very strong thunderstorm cluster that's moving right over the CSRA. And yeah, Alex, I think it'll be in downtown Columbia, kind of towards my parents in Richland County before 7:30. If it's going to be in West Columbia by 7:13, probably by 7:25, 7:26, right before 7:30.
Exactly.
It'll be knocking on downtown Columbia's door as well.
We're pretty much going to be able to reset the board on Fox 54 News. That's going to be the big thing. We're going to be able to reset the board and just kind of talk about a few things, that are ahead of time now, because the main threat of thunderstorms is about to leave us. I think once we get to about 6:30, 6:45, it's going to be out. And then we reset the board a little bit and talk about what's coming in later tonight. So that'll be good as well, because we can focus on how to prepare you for later on this evening. So that's it from Connor and I here in the Digital Weather Center. We got lots more coming up on Fox 54 News in 10 minutes. Make sure to join us there. Stay safe tonight, and we'll keep you up to date. We'll be streaming here as we head after 7 o'clock tonight.